a fair, clean game. And this tie very much hangs in the balance. Kobe Perry, we are moving into this one, and it's far from over if you know who Real Madrid are.
Of course.
Liam Goretzka, Guerrero is also there. Nicholas Jackson is an option for Vincent Company should he need him. And the substitutes bench for Real Madrid, they do have a lot of names. Eduardo Camavinga is on there. Carreras is starting from the bench, as well as Danny Carvajal, Danny Ceballos, and Gonzalo Garcia. Dean Huijsen has also been relegated to the bench. But Nana Kwame is here, and I don't want to ask him about the Arsenal fixture because he has told me consistently that Arsenal will flatter to deceive. I will come to the Arsenal game, definitely. We'll have one eye on that. But, Nanake, big game tonight at the Allianz Arena. Definitely. Real Madrid have a chance, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I mean, this is probably the final before the final before the final, because these are two European giants who, for some funny reason, have a matchup in the quarterfinals of this year's Champions League. Just like you said, Real Madrid have a chance. I mean, they have the home advantage. They have some of their best players on the field. There's Mbappe on the field. There's Federico Valverde, who has been, in some form for them in the past few games. So they do have a chance in this particular game. But I'm still rooting for Bayern, because they have equally very, very good players on the pitch. There's Olise, there's Gnabry, there's Harry Kane. In defense, there's Jonathan Tah. All these players are experienced players and who can do the job today.
Well, in the first leg, Bayern won, but they did concede certain chances. That centre-back pairing of Upamecano and Tah didn't look too solid, and we had Kylian Mbappe drifting off those areas, and that's a big chance. And the first goal for Real Madrid.
Wow.
In no time, Arda Güler spots Neuer out of his goal, and out of nothing, the tie is level. 2-2.
39 seconds. I told you, when Real Madrid sends blood, forget whether it is in their home or it's away. When they sense blood, that's top tier. That's top class football.
That was terrible defending, or terrible declarance from Manuel Neuer. I mean, for a keeper of his pedigree, I mean, he shouldn't be making such mistakes.
Well, shouldn't be making such mistakes. Real Madrid will not care. They will smile at the circumstance. And the back pass to Manuel Neuer, let's look at it again. He kicks it out.
Who does
an
that?
error, and Arda Güler on his favorite left foot just slots it in. Excellent technique. And all the work of the first leg has been undone.
Wow.
In just a little over 30 seconds. And look at the finesse on the shot.
On point.
Arbeloa punches the air. Bayern Munich have it all to do again, because as we are well aware, their away goal is currently insignificant in the grand scheme of things in the Champions League.
This is the time, this is the perfect time to use your phrase, game, set, and match. Eustace, game, set, and match. This is the perfect time to use that phrase. Game on in Bavaria.
Game on. 2-2 on aggregate. You do have a feeling this game is going to produce goals. And if you are a Panther, the Sporty Bet app is the right place for you. I think we'll have one or two more at the very least before the halftime break. But here comes Real Madrid. Mbappe has drifted to the right-hand side. Again, he doesn't stay in the box, doesn't want to be marked out. Trent, look how high up the pitch he is. Mendy for Madrid. They string a series of passes together. Their quality never in doubt. And what a lucky break for them. The crowd have been silenced at the Allianz Arena, and Real Madrid have it playing out just the way they would have loved.
I mean, it's quite unfortunate that Bayern have now found themselves in a position like this. I mean, after Lugo to win the first, you would have thought that they will probably, come at Real Madrid and try to get more goals, or even better still defend. But we all know that that won't be the coach's style of play in this particular game. I mean, you are the Bernabeu. Trust me, there's going to be a lot of noise, and you have to play too. Sorry. You are the Allianz Arena. And then this is where the fans need to come out and show that, yes, they are really, really there to support Bayern in this one.
Well, the Allianz Arena is a special ground for Bayern Munich, has always been. You look at their records there this season, it's incredible. Over 100 goals in the Bundesliga. And now, a chance for European glory for Vincent Kompany.
Eustace, why are they misplacing passes, especially from players like Kimmich?
And yes, Vinicius Jr. for Real Madrid. He comes up against lifts the through ball in. But that is cleared. Unfortunately, Upamecano stands his ground. And Bayern Munich will look to put some pressure of their own. They look unsettled, and that's quite strange because at the Bernabeu, they looked really, really composed. And here's a great turn from Brahim Diaz. Referee will call that. That is a foul. I think he took an elbow in the face. Unintentional, but definitely a foul.
Eustace, it's quite unfortunate that this particular error had to come from the captain of the side, Manuel Neuer. But they need to reset and then get back into the game, get their head focused, because it looks like their head is not on a swivel in this particular one. Madrid is getting all the second balls, and especially experienced players from Real Madrid, players like Kimmich are doing misplaced passes in the central part of the pitch. It's quite unusual from a team like Bayern Munich, especially in this particular fixture or in this particular tournament. They need to get it back into the game. It's a good pass.
Wonderful vision to spot that run. And Luis Diaz has it in a very dangerous area. Can he cross that ball? Has he held on to it too long? Wins a corner kick. But I think he should have released that ball on time.
I mean, Luis Diaz is one of the danger men for Bayern in this particular case, because we all know that for someone like Trent, he's not really up there when it comes to his defensive prowess. We know he's very good in creating chances for attackers, but Luis Diaz, in this case, has an opportunity to, take advantage of that weakness of Trent Alexander-Arnold and get the balls into the box. Better still, if he set himself up for a shot or two in the first half.
Corner kick to Bayern Munich after 5 minutes. They are 1-0 down on the night. Can they respond in equal measure? And that is the header. Bayern Munich are level. In no time, the Allianz Arena is alive. What? What a goal. And that just sets the right tone. They take the lead in the tie again. And Munich goes gay.
Eustace, you said earlier, it looks like a game that is going to provide a lot of goals. And you told them if they are Panda, they are investors, they need to get for the goals. And it's just, I think, almost 6 minutes or 7 minutes into the game, and we have 2 goals already.
And Pavlovic was the one. Unmarked. And that is a good goal. I don't think there was any foul in there. And where was Lunin? Why was Lunin going into his goal? Can't understand that, but Vincent Kompany won't mind. Neuer should be relieved.
Very, very relieved. I mean, the right response at the right time, still under 10 minutes in the first half, and then you get 2 goals in that. I feel very bad for people who went for Anders in this particular game. Shout out to Immortal.
Immortal is swallowing a lot because under 4.5 is at risk. Well. This promises to be a very, very scintillating game. Upamecano. Bayern will be careful not to make any more errors. Ball drops for Harry Kane, who's always deep in midfield. Makes it very difficult to pick him up. And Luis Diaz will be on his way. Is there going to be a remontada? Joshua Kimmich, excellent through pass, but it's well read by Mendy. Intercepts. And Bayern will keep the pressure on. And this is a very familiar sight at the Allianz Arena. And the way they pile up on you, they just get you to retreat and they suffocate the oxygen around the box. And here they go again. Bayern Munich, Serge Gnabry with an attempted shot. No offside calls there. Pavlovic's Michael Olise, who we haven't seen too much of in the game. Luis Diaz tries to keep it in play, but Lunin will grab for Real Madrid. 8 minutes, we've already been served 2 goals, Nanake.
It's the reaction from Bayern for me. I mean, after they lose the ball in the danger areas of Real Madrid, you see that they react, get the ball, and then they resume the play. They keep attacking. But when the game started, we mentioned something about the weakness of the Bayern defense. Jonathan Tah, Upamecano. These 2 players, I don't know, the synergy between them has been a little off in recent times. I mean, conceding a lot of goals. But let's hope that today's going to be one of those days where they don't commit goals, because in the other half, there's a Vinicius, there's a Valverde, there's also what's the name of that? Mbappe also. So they have to be very, very careful.
It's amazing the way Bayern have forced Real Madrid. For the last 4 or 5 minutes, they've really forced Real Madrid to retreat. And they are pouring men forward at every opportunity. And here comes Bayern Munich again. Stringing those passes together in midfield. And talk about the highlight. This is virtually like a half park. A scrimmage. And they are bidding their time. They are comfortable. They know they have the lead. Ball goes through. Mendy stops it. And this is where Real Madrid should be deadly on the counter-attack.
That's the reaction I'm talking about. They lose the ball, they get the ball again, and then they start the attack.
And they're just conceding
Yeah.
the possession to Bayern. You know Bayern will hurt you. Neuer goes long. This time, no room for errors. Captain of the side. And at his age, we understand Brighton and Hove Albion are interested in his services. Should his contracts run out with the German Giants. And that star goes to Kimmich. And they drift into a 3-back system again. Pavlovic, who was an absolute stalwart for them. And I thought Arbeloa was going to find an answer to the midfield dominance from Bayern in the first leg. But it looks like Bayern have taken grip of the midfield again. They're just moving at will. Fede Valverde to Rudiger. Lunin hits it long. And sometimes this is why you need the quality of your goalkeeper in top games like this. Lunin hasn't really been that man for them. Ball goes across field. Luis Diaz. First touch faulty. Trent will take it away from him. Luis Diaz receives it again. He's got space. He's got time. Kimmich and Bayern Munich are strolling. They are dominating. I wonder what the possession statistics look like currently. Pavlovic. Back to Tah. And then Michael Olise tries to lift an overhead through pass. Unfortunately, Luis Diaz is not in sync with him. Doesn't read the pass. And that time, they give the ball away to Real Madrid.
Real Madrid needs to find a solution to how they lose possession to Bayern every time they get the ball. I mean, it looks like they've decided to just sit deep and wait for the ball to come in.
Excellent reverse through pass. That is beautiful to see. And Bayern, again, have Harry Kane on the wing. Crosses the ball, but it's taken out for a corner kick. It's one-way traffic, Kobe Perry, isn't it?
Well, it looks like Real Madrid is in dire need of a midfield metronome, a pivot who can go take the ball, turn around, and be able to display or distribute the passes across the face of the pitch. It looks like Lunin going long is not working at all, because every time he goes long, Real Madrid loses the ball, they lose possession, they concede possession to the Bavarians, and the attack is on them again. It's quite comfortable for Bayern Munich in this particular position. But then Real Madrid obviously are always going to be dangerous on the attack because they have three attackers like Vinicius, Mbappe, and Brahim Diaz.
Corner to Bayern Munich, and it comes in again to the near post. It's dangerous every time they have a corner kick. Did the ball go out of play? Yes, it did. Referee points to the goal kick. And you look at the way they crowd the 6-yard box. It's dangerous every time. And look how high they are ready to press. Luning is not exactly a great ball-playing goalkeeper. And can't seem to find that pass that will release
the other players,
the runners on the ball. But Real Madrid doing the basic things right. For lack of a better midfield, they go long. And Neuer is out again. They will be looking to catch him. Off his line, Luis Diaz. Dropping deep, pass help. Jonathan Tah to Neuer.
Wrong pass from Neuer again.
And is Neuer carrying an injury? Because the passes tonight haven't been great. But what a great steal. Bayern on their way. Michael Olise, you know his skill set. This is Luis Diaz, and what a sliding tackle. Excellent one. From Eder Militao. Was that his error?
Yes, he conceded the error, and then he went back to reset himself.
And that's why he apologizes to his teammates. It drops for Bayern Munich. And what a shot! Luning makes the save again. And this is officially becoming an onslaught. But what a tackle. Had to be made. Had to be made. And increasingly is looking like Bayern will score the next goal.
Yes, I mean, it's been a one-sided affair so far. Bayern always reacting well, getting the balls in dangerous areas. You know, even the attackers are pressing, making sure that Real Madrid don't get the ball, you know, far into their half of the pitch. And so far, it's looking good for them. Real Madrid, like Koiperi said, they need somebody who's going to cool down the tempo, stringing the passes, regain the confidence that they came with in the first minute or two, and then get a way to find another goal in this game.
Well, I think the deadliest player for Bayern has not shown up yet, Michael Olise. But Jude Bellingham involved in that battle. Excellent pass by Harry Kane. What a touch. Has run as Michael Olise on the ball. But Mendy will shepherd it out for a throw-in. Real Madrid need to find a response. It's not looking good. And aside that error from Neuer, no, not a chance at all. Not a shot on target. Not a big chance. Not even sustained possession in a dangerous area. Well, Jude Bellingham has looked a bit off the pace for me. Did the ball go out? Yes, it did. A throw in to Bayern Munich. And Lima with a throw in. Madrid are defending in numbers. Bayern still managed to find a way. There's Pavlovic for Bayern. Goes to his right. The dangerous Michael Olise has the ball 1v1. You know he's got the skill to cut it in. Crosses the ball wonderfully. Harry Kane waits. But ball doesn't get to him. And Real Madrid are finding difficult to plot a way to go. We are joined for this watch along by Kelvin Osuansa, who's our lead commentator. It's been an interesting game, Kelvin. And whilst you've been away, Bayern have schooled Real Madrid. Any surprises there for you, Kelvin?
Well, I wasn't surprised. This morning I spoke and I predicted that Madrid were going to qualify. So when the first goal came on, I wasn't really surprised with Madrid getting the opener because these are the nights they live for. These are the nights you cannot afford to write them off. And I wasn't surprised when that first goal went in. But I love the response from Bayern Munich. Just 5 minutes later, getting the equalizer clearly shows the intent of the 40-year-old Vincent Kompany of what he wants to achieve with this club. And I love the Bayern Munich that I am seeing. If it was 2 years back, I'm not sure they would have, bounced back so quickly as, they would have.
Yeah, great game. And, of course, just like the first leg, in a nutshell, Bayern control the midfield, and hence they control the game. Pavlovich, brilliant all night.
And especially when Aurelien Tchouameni is not available for Madrid, it means that, the person to really put in the work would have to be Fede Valverde, and it wouldn't be enough, cover screen for the midfield and then the defense in totality.
Well, Jude Bellingham has started this game. We haven't seen too much from him. He's been trying to cover a lot of ground, but doesn't look like they have. I mean, I thought there would be some lessons from the first leg. Valverde and Bellingham started in the middle of the pitch. They haven't had any joy whatsoever, haven't been able to connect. And it took an error, actually, for Real Madrid to get that goal. But from open play, they haven't constructed much.
But you look at it and, just like from the first leg, it happened. Tchouameni played, and when Bellingham came on in the second half, he had to ride on the scraps that,
That's an excellent through pass. Kylian Mbappe, what a tackle! What a tackle!
I think that was brilliant reading of the game there by Konrad Lema.
Yeah, he
very
was
much
onside. He
experienced.
had a lot of space.
And I think the hesitation from Mbappe, he thought he had torn away from all the defenders.
Why did he wait?
But that was quick interception there from Konrad Lema. Very much experienced. And the Austrian did enough there.
Well, I think he reads the game so brilliantly, Lema. His positioning has been spot on. In the first leg, when you look at his runs and the way he covers, it's been excellent. But Michael Olise is the one who's been a bit silent for me in this game. But what a goal-saving tackle that was. Kylian Mbappe should be sharper because Madrid are not getting a lot of these opportunities. They missed a whole lot in the first leg, and now that mistake can definitely not be repeated.
Well, that cannot be repeated, especially when you have a goalkeeper like Manuel Neuer in post. You need to be at your devastating, finishing best. And that is what Madrid would need this evening. Bayern are so pumped up. Look at this tackle from Diogo Upamecano. Brilliant. A stitch in time, making sure that, Vinicius was not going to run that ball past. And look at that celebration. It shows the kind of intention, intent they brought into the game. Adrenaline levels obviously high, but I think, good read of the game. Konrad Lema did everything there, but Mbappe obviously could have done better.
Could have done better. Should have taken it first time. Nana K, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, could have done better in a game where they struggled to sniff chances or get chances. I mean, this was one of the ones that he had to put in the back of the net and then look for a way they were going to keep coming, change the tactics, get more of the ball and stop defending. It was quite a poor chance for Kylian Mbappe. If he hadn't hesitated, I'm sure that would have been a very, very good shot on target at the least. But it's quite disappointing that I couldn't put that in the back of the net.
Well, 21 minutes played at Allianz Arena. And this is an absolute spectacle. Bayern Munich have the lead, but a goal is never enough. Real Madrid at some point will definitely have questions to ask. So
I think that it's always been evident. Real Madrid have been very weak defensively this season, just like their compatriots Barcelona. Just Barca scores a lot more, and Madrid, if they really want to win games, must see the forwards, being at their best. Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius Junior, Jude Bellingham, Arda Güler, and the rest, making sure that they take advantage of the few chances that they get. Hopefully, they would be able to create a lot more and try to get in the goals.
And a chance for Real Madrid. Oh, well, that was Mendy, I believe. Yeah, didn't have the skill set to go past. But Bayern Munich on the counter attack. You know they will find those passes. The positioning is brilliant. Oh, that was the wrong pass from Luis Diaz, I think. Had a runner ahead of him and chose the safest pass. And a corner kick to Bayern Munich.
Konrad Laimer doing Bayern Munich at his service there. Brilliant tackle there from Jonathan Tah to prevent Mendy from advancing. And that is the kind of strength you would want from your center back, not allowing himself to be bullied and get past easily. But on the other side of the pitch, you had expected Konrad Laimer to go direct instead of trying to switch play to the right-hand side again. But again, look at Harry Kane. I always say he's your ideal center forward. He encompasses a number 9 and number 10, and that is what you need from such a player. Brilliant vision, but Laimer decided not to pick up the best pass and, stopped up that move.
And it drops for Harry Kane. A ball rehearsed routine, and a shot comes in. It's deflected for another corner. Bayern seem to have a variety when it comes to set pieces. You look at the goal scored, and you got this one. And it's straight off the training ground. Well rehearsed, but Harry Kane didn't just have enough space to squeeze the shot in. Another corner kick to be taken by Michael Olise. It comes in, it's a deep one. Heads go up, and Real Madrid clear their lines this time. Goes out of touch, and Bayern will sustain the pressure. Remember, this Sporty FM coverage of the Champions League is proudly supported by Sonic Beverages, makers of Sonic Whiskey Cola, Sonic Lemon Rum, and Sonic Mojito. These are a new range of flavored alcoholic drinks on the market which can be served at all gatherings, whether it's a wedding, outdoor engagement, funeral, or any other occasion. Sonic Lemon Rum, Sonic Mojito, and Sonic Whiskey Cola are great choices for your event. Well, for bulk purchases, you can contact 0244 271 253 or 0244 089 131. All right, so back to the game. And Real Madrid have a free kick, decide to go long. They are not able to play out from the back. And I think that is what has led to a shortage of service to Vinicius and Mbappe.
Exactly, and if you are going to play these long balls, they would always favor FC Bayern Munich. There's no way Jonathan Tah and then, Upamecano are going to allow these balls get past them. They need to be, a little bit intent about what they want to do, build up slowly, and find the spaces in which they can exploit using Vinicius and then Mbappe.
Michael Olise takes the shot and is deflected, and the corner count is piling up, and that is not a good sign for Real Madrid. Bayern have proven already with the equalizer that they are good with these set pieces.
And that's why the corners are coming in, Sporty Plug, corners enter.
I say a cat rob.
That's what they.
That's what you mean.
The bet builder, they ring. The bet builder is happening. For those of you on the Sporty Bet app, you understand very well what I mean. But the live and play option is available for you as well. Corner kick to Bayern Munich. And an in-swinger this time to the far post. Lunin makes a hash of it. And the ball goes out. That will be another corner kick. I think he's claiming he was fouled. And Arda Güler is remonstrating about something. I think... but there was no foul in there.
There was no foul. That was poor goalkeeping.
There was no foul. His positioning is faulty.
Real Madrid seem to be panicking a lot when it comes to the set pieces, especially the corners. I mean, already considered one goal from a corner, and it looks like they are struggling to clear the ball, so deal with the corners in the first few minutes of the game.
Excellent pass, an excellent shot. What a save! What a save!
The corners are playing. More corners, more corners, more corners.
But look at the technique on the shot. And look at the save. Needed a very strong palm to stop that. Joshua Kimmich, left-footed, excellent technique. Almost got it in, and company cannot believe it. 26 minutes played. 7th corner of the game to Bayern Munich. No corner at all for Real Madrid. It comes in to the central areas. And Mbappe has the chance to lead the counter-attack. Great pass. Second touch. And Real Madrid are on their way. Vinicius is at the receiving end. Bayern retreat. in a hurry. And what a poor cross. Neuer intercepts. And all of a sudden, Bayern are back in defensive shape, Kelvin.
You expect a better delivery there from Vinicius Jr. to try find Kylian Mbappe.
That should be a free kick in a very dangerous area. Lima. So that's a free kick. And do Madrid have the men to convert this, Kelvin?
Well, they have the men. Mbappe himself. There's
Arda
also
Güler.
Trent Alexander-Arnold, Arda Güler, Brahim Diaz. You know, all those players are there. Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yeah, I think this is Trent's territory.
But I think that Mbappe standing right there clearly tells you what he may want to do. But on the left, for a left footer, you know, like Arda Güler, this is also a very good position. But you look at the frame in the goalpost and you ask yourself, which player, you know, gets this past him? It will need to be immaculate to prevent him from having any chance of saving it.
Well, we've seen some great free kicks in the Champions League this season. And hopefully we'll have another screamer that will set this game alight. That will even the score on aggregate. And just on the 30th minute mark, Arda Güler looks to this. The wall a full 10 yards behind. And Arda Güler takes it. And what a chance, what a goal! Arda Güler! Arda Güler scores for Real Madrid. And a left footer. Could it have been better struck than this? Pinpoint accuracy. Even the great Manuel Neuer had no chance. Postage stamp stuff.
I told you it had to be immaculate. This is the cleanest I have ever seen. With a huge frame like that, he had the wall covering that particular part of the goalpost. But look at it, just right in there. Maybe if it was a younger Manuel Neuer, I'm sure he would have saved it. But whenever free kicks get over the wall, it is quite difficult for goalkeepers to get it. Look at that. It was so clean. By the time Manuel Neuer got there, he virtually could have very little to influence. Let's not forget, he is not his athletic self anymore.
Yeah.
And that was cleanly struck. Let's give credit to Arda Güler for getting that ball over the tallest player in the wall,
And on
Jonathan Tah, to get the ball on target. That was a brilliant hit.
Brilliant hits, and Abeloa, who has suffered for long periods in this game because Bayern have dominated the statistics, the possession stats, the corner stats, but the scoreline reached 2-1 on the night. A brace from Arda Güler, and Real Madrid are back in this. Game is far from over, and in the Champions League, Nanake, never discount Real Madrid.
Never ever discount Real Madrid. I like the fact that they took the chance when they had it. I mean, if you're playing against a Bayern who is dominating in possession, you know, putting the passes together and get into your half, the slightest chance you get, you have to make the best out of it. And that's what Arda Güler did. Just like Elvis said, make sure he played the ball in a way that he beats the tallest player on the wall. And then there was no chance for Manuel Neuer to get that out of the pool.
So 2 shots on target for Real Madrid, 2 goals, both from Arda Güler. The first of a mistake from Neuer. And when you look at the free kick, at the time Neuer's palm made contact, I think it was over the line even already.
Yeah,
There was enough power in the
was.
shot.
It was, you know, what happens is these days when the ball gets over the human wall,
Yeah.
where the goalkeeper expects it that it covers his goalpost, there is very little chance of any goalkeeper from getting that ball away from entering the net. So it was just good. And I told you, these are the nights Real Madrid live for. These are the nights you don't expect them to come to the party. Look at Arda Güler of all players coming to the party when Vinicius Jr. and Mbappe have been very silent in the game.
31 minutes played. We still have an hour of football left. This is far from over. It's 3-all on aggregate. And can Bayern Munich respond once again? They string the ball around nicely. And in the dangerous areas is Pavlovic. And it drops for Michael Olise. He crosses it in. And there's a header. Harry Kane attempts it. Fails to get it. And this time around, Pavlovic lays a 2 pass. Luis Diaz, and what a tackle. Real Madrid standing firm. Excellent dummy from Ada Gule. Jude Bellingham will set the team away. And it drops for Brahim Diaz, who loses possession. Is intercepted. And Bayern shouldn't be passing to Neuer too much. I think his feet are not exactly what they used to be 5 or 10 years ago.
It may not be, but you can trust him in those difficult moments to get the ball past him for a quick restart. You know, I'm sure they've been rattled by what Madrid are actually throwing at them this evening. You know, just look at that tackle that came in through from Jude Bellingham and Trent Alexander-Arnold. On any day, you expect, you know, players to just get past them easily.
Yeah, definitely. But on a night like this, players are prepared to die on the pitch, to commit to every tackle. And Real Madrid look like they're warming themselves back into the game. Here's Vinicius Jr. There's a free runner for him. Takes a touch too many and should have passed that ball. Brahim Diaz was free. And what an excellent turn. And Harry Kane, and the way he drifts out of that role makes it so difficult to mark him. You try to mark him, and Olise or any other player goes into his role. And the quality from Bayern Munich, absolutely superb. They are down on the night. But we do have a feeling this is far from over, Kelvin.
It is very far from over. And just like Harry Kane is playing, I like the way Real Madrid haven't fallen prey to it. You know, Militao and then Rudiger are not following him through and through to the middle. They just allow him. If you want to move into the middle, just get there. We only have to protect our territory from the players who will try to rush into the box and pick up the pass.
Olise finds that ball. And Bayern are asking questions. Lunin will have to be at his very best. Makes the save. Serge Gnabry this time with the shot. Lacked enough power, lacked enough accuracy. And Real Madrid will build up from the back. Of course, the Bayern press is ever present. And the man of the moment so far for Los Blancos, Ada Gule. Strings those passes together. And Abeloa letting out more instructions. And when you talk about efficiency and you look at the game stats, I think Real Madrid have done everything perfectly so far.
Oh, most of them are experienced players. They've come through this journey for quite too long. They've experienced this so many times, and they know how to get through. You know, that is what Madrid carry.
But you can clearly see that Real Madrid have noticed that Bayern will enjoy a lot of the possession. So they are now trying to play to their strength. And their strength is what? The pace. You have Vinicius, who's very fast. You have an Mbappe, who's very fast. You have other players on the pitch who can transition the ball from defense to attack in a split second. And that's what they are doing. They are making sure that they get the balls in those areas where the strikers or the wingers will run for them.
Well, strategy is key. We'll see a few switches in formation from both managers. But Bayern Munich need answers. But yes, Mbappe beats his man first time. Gets the ball to Vinicius. Tries a dribble. One touch too many and ball is out of touch. Stanisic apologizes to his teammates.
Well, I don't think you should discount the contribution of Jude Bellingham. He's running and making sure he closes up on the spaces every single time. He's not giving, Bayern an inch to settle and play the ball, especially Joshua Kimmich. You allow him find that liberty at your own peril.
And that's an excellent run from Konrad Lehmann. He's in the danger area. He goes down. Referee says nothing is happening there. Excellent tackle, but Bayern will push. Sustained pressure. They take the shot and Lunin again goes down, and that was almost a goal. They are asking for a penalty. I think Vieira will only have a look at that when the ball goes out of touch. Drops for Harry Kane. You wouldn't want him in those areas if you are a Real Madrid fan. And here's Diaz.
Real Madrid leaving very dangerously there in the last 20 seconds. And Bayern making sure that all their creative players come alive in that moment.
And they're still piling on the pressure. Here is Upamecano, lifts a true pass, Harry Kane, and that is a goal for Harry Kane. You do not give him that kind of space in that area. That is absolutely criminal defending. Harry Kane levels it on the night for Bayern Munich. 4-3. And all the work from Real Madrid and done with a careless pass to Harry Kane.
This is an epic quarterfinal. These are the games you want to see. Semi-finals. Brilliant European night. Lunin just put away. And that is the mark of a great goal scorer. Harry Kane. You can never give him any inch of space. He actually turns it into a mile. And that was a brilliant finish. But the intensity of Bayern in that attack, how they recycled every single ball, every single pass, they made sure that Madrid went for it. And look at that loose end. Deo Upamecano, brilliant surge into that area, making that pass with a vision. And Harry Kane, as always, will bury that.
And I think that pass took out Jude Bellingham, who would have been the shield. And just look at that. Jude Bellingham didn't intercept and sends Lunin the wrong way. That excellent technique, Kelvin.
That is the cost Madrid will have to pay for the absence of Aurelien Tchouameni, who reads the game to make that interception. Bellingham does not have those instincts, and that was brilliant from Upamecano. He sensed it, look at that channel, and just plunged the ball through.
But watching the replay, you see that Trent was nowhere to be found in that area. He had lost his runner. He was out of the equation. And then the defender was so shambolic from Real Madrid, and he just cleared the ball out of the danger area. How do you let Upamecano come from defense and give an assist like that? It is just not acceptable. And they are paying a price for it.
Upamecano is now a spare number 10. Anyways, Jude Bellingham, well, drops the pass. Well, recovers excellently, needs help, and has Trent to his right-hand side. Trent takes over from him. This is dangerous. Real Madrid square the ball and slides behind Mbappe. Goals, goals, and goals at the Allianz Arena. Is raining goals, and that is a very cynical tackle on Harry Kane. That should be a yellow card.
It was silly. It was silly. It was a malicious intent just to go for the man and not the ball.
Yeah, I
and
think
in that area of the pitch, there's no way to go in that hard. No, you can commit a foul, but not that hard to get a yellow card.
Well, I think he knew that he was out of position. Harry Kane was going to make a run for the goal. And this was very, very dangerous. Eder Militao, yellow carded in the first half, has to be very, very careful. We've seen the consequences of a red card yesterday. FC Barcelona paid the price for their hubris. And now, Militao will have to be on steady guard.
I'm not sure, Abeloa wanted to see that, especially when you are playing for the likes of Harry Kane, Serge Gnabry, Luis Diaz, and Michael Olise, who will be coming at you with all the skill that they have.
Brahim Diaz, excellent pass, trying to find Vinicius Jr. He gets him, and Vinicius takes it first time, but it goes against the crossbar. Vinny Jr. keeping it simple. And just look at that pass again. He's onside. Perfectly spot on. Takes the shot when he had the opportunity. And he just grazes the top of the crossbar, Kelvin.
You cannot blame him so much. That is his weaker foot. And especially when you have a goalkeeper that size of, that is Mano Neuer. He wanted to do everything to go beyond him. He did, but he grazed off that crossbar.
Well, if one thing is for certain, Real Madrid will not give up the fight. They will fight till the very end. And here's Harry Kane again. Needs support. Will intelligently wait for the runners to come by. Goes all the way back. Makes a few turns. And waits for reinforcement. Gets the ball again. And the passing lanes are very open for Bayern. But there's a player on the turf. Referee hasn't called that. Madrid wouldn't mind. They'll take advantage. 1v1. These are situations Vinny Jr. likes. He thrives. He squares that ball. And that is the goal. That is the goal for Kylian Mbappe on the counter-attack. It was coming. It was coming. What a sweet run from Vinny Jr. Vinny cuts in. Bayern do not make the tackle. They allow him into the box. And he lays it on a plate for Kylian Mbappe. Bayern Munich will feel of course.
Who wouldn't love this game? Every single 8 minutes produces a goal.
Yeah.
And that is the Champions League night. The best two sides, we've seen in the Champions League over the years, making sure they made it count. Look at that run from Vinicius Jr. there. After Madrid
So
won
I think
the
VR
turnover.
VR is going to look at whether there was a foul in here because looks like there was a Bayern player down.
So the sequence of play.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether the player was down. If the referee deems it as a new sequence of play because another pass was made before Vinny managed to latch onto it, they would have to quickly review it. I wouldn't be surprised if they overturn it, but it looked like Madrid made an extra pass, you get it, to override that sequence of play. So it was a new sequence of play. If they deem it as a new sequence of play, the goal will stand.
Yeah, I think so, but definitely VR will have a look at it. The rules will be interpreted. But Kelvin, you're looking at Manuel Neuer and the kind of game he had in the first leg. He's so slow off his feet. Look at the starting position when the ball was laid to Mbappe. I know he definitely won't beat Mbappe in the foot race, but should have narrowed the angle a bit better.
You can't blame him. The pass was made right on the edge of the penalty area. All Mbappe had to do was to just make one touch. And the goalkeeper advancing from the goalkeeper's area into the penalty area. Very little can he do. And you look at Mbappe with that touch. He made sure he was going to finish before Neuer even closes up that space. He's learned his lessons from the first leg, and even in this second leg, the first 20 minutes, what we saw from the tackles from Konrad Lema and the other defenders. But that was a brilliant counter break there. You only needed two brilliant players to finish that off: Vinny Jr., Kylian Mbappe.
Well, you need just two players. VAR is reviewing this, and the goal stands. Kelvin, you were absolutely right.
Yeah, it was a new sequence of play.
Yeah.
Once they broke that line and then that extra pass was made, it began a new sequence of play. So they won't, discount that goal. So, yes, that was quite a good one there from the referees.
And now can Real Madrid take the lead before the halftime break? Bellingham surges forward for the first time in the game. Haven't seen him in the opposition box at all.
Let's note that Vincent Kompany has taken a yellow card and he's going to miss the first leg of the semifinals if Bayern make their progression.
Well, that is a huge loss for them. And sometimes with emotions running high in a game of this magnitude, you'd expect some of these moments. But what a job he's done so far. Game is level, 4-4 on aggregate. We knew we were going to get goals. And Bayern Munich move in the direction of the goal. It's been a seesaw. But we're expecting nothing less. 2 minutes of time added on has been shown by the fourth official. Kimmich passes that ball, and Bayern have lost their way a bit in the last 5 minutes or so. And with the kind of dominance they've had, you should think that
That girl is not correct. You people want to
Dubia is supporting Real Madrid tonight.
That girl is not correct. She doesn't know the club she supports.
Anyways, Luis Diaz has it for Bayern. One touch passing, Kimmich and Pavlovic seem to have been stifled. Real Madrid have done something in midfield. I can't really figure out what exactly it is. But they are stepping forward, being brave. The game hangs in the balance. They lead by 3-2. And look, Kelvin.
They are not doing too much.
They're not doing too much.
All they have to do is to just send the ball quicker into Bayern's defensive third.
Yeah,
that is what they are doing.
Like I said earlier, they've been able to deploy a game plan.
Yeah.
They have pacey players up front. They are losing the midfield battles.
Yes.
Just send the balls to them.
Exactly.
Exploit the weaknesses of the defenders. That's Upamecano and Jonathan Tah. They are not pacey.
They are slow.
Yeah, they are very slow. So if you have a Vinicius running at you have an Mbappe doing the overlap. That's trouble for you.
Yeah, and one thing is Bellingham and Fede Valverde are sitting, trying to cover up the spaces. And they are allowing Ada Güler and Brahim Diaz to do the transitioning from midfield into attack. So it's just easy for them. Just quick passing, get into the final third, and try to beat Manuel Neuer.
All right, so 2 minutes up, and that will be that. The whistle goes for the halftime break. 3-2 on the night.
Yeah. You
4-4 now, Gigi.
don't you like this game?
Oh yeah, I love
A
it.
goal in every 9 minutes.
Yeah.
This is how football is supposed to
Yes,
be.
and I advise-
Yeah, you
I
come
advise the
here. You come here to sit in the sun with Immortal. You watch House of Folk. 112 minutes, no goal. Don't you like this?
Well, it's different at the Allianz Arena tonight. It's 2-3 on the night for Real Madrid. Arda Güler with a brace and Kylian Mbappe topping up with a third goal. Pavlovic and Harry Kane scored for Bayern Munich. It's 3-2 at the break. 25% of the game remains.
I think Eustace has been a bright one, but on the other side, Anakwame, you know, Arsenal as usual, being at their defensive.
What's happening with
they are
Arsenal?
their defensive best. You know, they are still struggling
haven't
to make
scored.
an impact. You're asking if Arsenal haven't scored.
I actually forgot Arsenal was
Yes.
playing.
Mikel Arteta with that 1-0 lead is going to sit back, watch Sporting,
Yeah,
bring
he
the game
knows
to them.
He doesn't need a win.
Yes. So,
So-
you just sit down and wait for Sporting to come
So
at
if
them and
Sporting
see if
score,
then he'll open up. He'll try to open up. Yes,
they need to change
that
the
is the
mentality.
kind of coach. That's the
Otherwise,
kind of coach
you're
you
not
have.
winning anything, Kelvin.
That is the kind of coach you have. But I expect us now to get over the line. Sporting shouldn't eliminate Arsenal once again from Europe.
I don't think that's happening, but it will be a very dangerous tactic to take into the semi-finals if Arsenal do qualify. Well, MC Kobe Perry is here, and if you are listening to us, we are live on X at SportyFM_, and also on your dials in Accra, 106.1 megahertz, in Takrady 102.5, and in Osekrom Kumasi 91.3. Sporty FM, we are your voice of sport. Kobe Perry takes over.
Indeed, we are your voice of sport, 40 FM 106.1. We're here at the Lesh. We are at the University of Ghana campus, just adjacent the University of Ghana pool. That's where we are having this viewing party at. Obviously, I see people enjoying some sumptuous meals. All your meals, all your drinks, anything for relaxation and sports watching, Delish Ghana is your best choice. We are doing this live coverage from Delish Ghana, and we are proudly sponsored by Sonic Beverages as well. I would like to get some reactions from the fans who are here watching the game. Hello, sir. Your name, please.
I'm Michael Ifa,
First of all, which team are you supporting in this particular fixture?
Madrid.
Madrid. Have you been impressed by the 5-goal thriller in the first half?
More than impressed. I'm very impressed with Madrid performance because Madrid is always the superhero of Champions League. So I expect them to step up just like they have done. So I'm expecting that the second half we will add 1 goal to kill the game.
You add 1 goal to kill the game. Do you like the strategy of Alvaro Arbeloa in this particular setup? The way he has set up his team, looks like you are soaking the pressure using your laterals on a counter. Is it a good strategy for you? Do you think this strategy will suffice for you to be able to win in this particular fixture?
Yes, I think it's working. The only thing that is disturbing us a bit is our keeper. The way he's stepping out for air balls is really hurting. So
It's a bit unsettling. It looks like he's misjudging most of the in swingers.
Exactly. So I think he will be advised on that, and then second half he will step up, and then the game plan will be perfectly working for.
For Madrid, who has been your star man in this particular fixture in this first half?
I think Gula.
Ada Güler with the 2 goals. He made a goal out of nothing in the first one when Manuel Neuer made a mistake, and of course that's a free kick on all day every day that can win goal of the season in the Champions League. That's a good one. Sir, your name please.
I'm Kobe.
You are
Kobe.
Mr. Kobe. Which team are you supporting?
Real Madrid.
Real Madrid. It looks like the Madrid fans are a lot here. Have you been impressed with the first half?
Yes, I'm quite impressed. At least we are leading. Just that the force coming from Bayern Munich is very much.
Yes, it looks like Bayern Munich is in full control of the game when it comes to controlling the possession, controlling the pace, the intensity, and everything. But Alvaro Arbeloa, in a strategy-wise kind of way, I think I can say for him that you can do all that and play all the possession, but if the defendants or the team that you're playing against are settled in watching you scan across them, they are okay. Do you think it's a good enough strategy that can suffice in winning this particular game?
No, I don't think so, because it opens you up, and the least chance that the opponent gets is you're going to suffer for it. So I don't think it's
So if you don't think that is a good strategy, is the reason why obviously I've conceded 2 goals in this one. But what other way, or what do you think that he should tweak in this particular lineup or in this particular squad that would help you win this game convincingly in the second half?
I think they shouldn't hold much of the ball. They shouldn't hold much of the ball because of the force that Bayern cancels. They are very unpredictable.
They shouldn't hold onto the ball. They shouldn't hold possession for that long. I think I can see that in the last 5 minutes, Madrid was doing something better by just using the transitions, just playing the ball across to the laterals on the right wing, on the left wing, either than holding onto the ball and losing possession, and then the counter attack comes on you again. I think that's a good strategy from. I think the Madrid fans are enjoying the game so far. Let me find some of the agenda boys. Some of the I can see. You know, I see someone. There's something about agenda people you don't need to see. Like the way they are sitting now watching the game, you can even know that they are here for agenda. Say your name, please.
Richard.
You are Richard. You are here for agenda. Say. I know. I can predict your team. You're a Barca fan. I knew it. You see, there's something. You are which fan?
I'm a Liverpool fan.
You're a Liverpool fan. So why are you hating on Real Madrid? Like, I don't understand. Because you existed yesterday.
Not that. But Charlie, the coach needs to be asked.
Your coach needs to be asked. Oh, Charlie. We'll talk about Liverpool later. We'll talk about Liverpool later. How are you enjoying the first half of this particular game? It's a 5-goal thriller. 5 goals in the first half. Were you expecting this?
No, I wasn't expecting it because looking at the first leg, I think Bayern really controlled the game and then converted their chances. But with this one, it's like overconfidence is killing
Bayern Munich.
Yeah, Manuel Neuer in particular. Because these goals, especially the first and second goal, you can do something about it. Yeah. And then allowing Vinicius to, dictate, and then Charlie, it's really worrying.
It's worrying.
Yeah.
Is it going against your investment? The way you are, like you are pained, like you are in pain. Is it going against your investment?
As usual.
As usual, it's going against your investment. You can. There's always. Today you didn't invest. All right, you can still. There's a 5-goal thriller in the first half. You can still go into the second half. There are a lot of options on the Sporty Bet app. For today, they have taken a break.
I'll wait.
There are Europa games tomorrow. There are conference games tomorrow. You can put your last on that one and definitely.
Saturday.
Sure. She will definitely smile for the weekend. Yes. Hello, sir. I'd like to get your thoughts for the first half fixture between Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. You're not a football fan, but have you enjoyed the game though?
Yes, I've enjoyed the game, especially from Bayern Munich. They are playing very well. And with regards to Real Madrid, to the way they are playing, in fact, it's not convincing. As Real Madrid, as everybody knows, that Real Madrid is the world champion. Look at the kind of playing that they are. In fact,
I'm not impressed. You are not impressed with Real Madrid. All right, sure. Can you give me a prediction? Who is going to qualify in this one?
Okay, for the prediction, if Bayern Munich continue to play like this, then it means they will win and the Bayern Munich will progress to the next stage.
All right. So if Bayern Munich continues to play with this intensity, they will definitely qualify and move on to the next stage in this one. I'd like to get more thoughts from some of our watchers here. Hello, sir. Hello. I see you are enjoying the game. I don't need to say much. I know you're a Madrid fan, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. You are getting first class, first hand viewing of the game. How did you see the first half?
I personally think the first half has been exciting. As we've seen very good football. We're hoping that the second half will come with good surprises. I'm hoping Madrid will get to win and get to go to the finals. I mean, we're here for the best, and that's Madrid.
Well, I want because you're a Madrid fan and you're giving very articulate viewings of the game. I want to address something I saw in the Madrid game. You are playing a midfield pivot of 2 8s. You are playing Jude Bellingham, who transitions into a 10 sometimes, and then you are playing Valverde. Have you been impressed with that midfield duo, Valverde, Jude Bellingham?
Personally, I'm talking from a fan point of view. As long as we are scoring goals and we are getting there. I mean, that's the most important thing. If you play good football and then at the end of the day you don't get to win, what's the essence of it? So for me, I personally think that as long as we are getting the goals, and they keep coming. I mean, we are good.
You are spoken like a true Madrid fan. You do not care how the results come by. So far as Madrid is winning, you are okay.
If we are playing all attacking football and we win, that's the most important thing. If it's defense and we win, that's the most important thing. So for us to get more goals and for us to win, that's why I'm here. I mean, that's what we all pray.
That is what he's here for Madrid to win. No matter how they win, if they win by one leg, they will still be happy. They are the fans.
That's what we want. I mean, that's why we are here. That's why we love Madrid. For us to win and win the final. So yeah, you're gonna see us in the finals.
Yeah, we are going to see you in the final. Wow. Those are some positive points coming from the Madrid fans here. Hello, sir.
Hello, yeah.
Your name?
Joe.
Are you here for Madrid?
No, I'm not here for Madrid.
I like this. This is what I live for. Yes, the agenda. Why are you not here for Madrid? Why are you so against Madrid? Are you a Barca fan?
Okay, actually, I'm not here for the Madrid game. I'm here to hate Arsenal.
You are here to watch Arsenal. Oh, Charlie. What Ateta do you guys like? Why? Like you can't make Mikel Arteta rest. Why? Why are you here to? They are playing against Lisbon. Why are you here to watching?
Oh, I'm here to hate them. I don't want them to win any trophy.
You don't want them to win anything.
No.
Charlie, this is a doomsday fan who is here against Arsenal. I don't understand why he's here. To just hate what Arsenal. But our feature game is Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. How did you see the first half? It was a 5-goal thriller. What were your expectations and where they met?
I actually thought it was like a free ride for Bayern, but it's disappointing.
It's disappointing now.
Yes.
Madrid is giving you something to think about, huh?
Yes. But I would like Bayern to go through.
You still like Bayern to go through?
Yeah.
All right, sure. We'll definitely come back at the end of the game and see whether your wishes came true. I'm moving here. I see a family table. Hello, sir.
Yes.
Sir, first off, which team are you supporting?
I mean,
I shouldn't ask you, right?
you shouldn't. You know that victory is always white.
Oh, God. This Madrid says will not make us rest. Oh, God.
So the only thing I'm going to say now is that at the end of the next 45 minutes,
there's white. The white flags will be waving.
Straight up. I mean, you have a junior there. Vinicius Junior means that the father is the senior, and the junior is trying to carry the father's legacy where it has to be. And I know that when it comes to Champions League teams, if you meet Bayern Munich, you have to stand up.
So are you sure? Are you certain? I'm asking you this because I will be here in the next 45 minutes. I don't want any stories and any excuses. And are you sure Madrid is going to qualify in this particular fixture?
No, if you don't believe what I'm going to say or what I have to say, we can put our bet on the table.
No, well,
Between you and I.
match positively, Sporty Bet active, right? So you go on the fixture, you go on the platform. That's where you can make more money. I have less in my pocket. Sporty Bet is, Sporty Bet has the opportunity to give you 1.2 million Ghana cedis. 1.2 million Ghana cedis. Obviously, get onto the app and stake Madrid to qualify as high as you can stake. And definitely, you'll be a happy man in the next 1 hour. You're already a happy man.
I'm always happy. Already happy because of the results I have after his 45 minutes. And I know that what is going to be mightier than what I've.
What is coming is going to be mightier than what he has already witnessed. Those are positive vibes and positive remarks coming from the Real Madrid fans right here at Delish Food Lounge or Food Restaurant. With regards to where we are right now, is directly adjacent the Legon Pool. When you get into the University of Ghana campus, directly adjacent the Legon Pool, that's where you find the restaurant. They are serving us with sumptuous meals, amazing food, amazing ambience, and a good camaraderie when it comes to the fans here as well. Enjoying their drinks, enjoying their food as well. I see Kosi Fiaka. Was he there? He like chilling, Kosi. You like chilling. We can't work by Charlie. You like chilling too much. The general is here. He's finished a whole platter and is gulping down some drinks. You understand? And obviously, our proud sponsor, for tonight's coverage is Sonic Beverages. Sonic Beverages. They are the ones serving us with some good refreshments. So Sporty FM's coverage of the Champions League is supported by Sonic Beverages, makers of Sonic Whiskey Cola, Sonic Lemon Rum, and Sonic Mojito. These are a new range of flavored alcohol drinks on the market, which can be served at all gatherings, whether it's weddings, outdoorings, engagements, funerals, and other occasions. Sonic Lemon Rum, Sonic Mojito, and Sonic Whiskey Cola are great choices for your event. Purchases, contact 0244 271 253 or 0244 089 131. I'll take the numbers again. For bulk purchases, you get to contact 0244 271 253 or 0244 089 131. For all your events, all your gatherings, the best way to refresh yourself, it's with Sonic Beverages. And they got you covered. Particular UCL coverage. They are proud liquid sponsors or beverage sponsors for this one. They are back onto the pitch. We'll definitely need to get back here. I see Mr. Kawawa himself, the storyteller, the haymaker, the one and only Fusulabi. He's in the background as well. I'll definitely get back to him. Yeah, Fusulabi, come. Give me your thoughts, Kawawa. Were you expecting a 5-goal thriller in the first half of this cracker?
No, I wasn't. I'm actually quite surprised at how Madrid have played. I think that I thought that last week they played really well. But Neuer was at his best, and you think that Neuer would be at his best again today. But not necessarily his worst. But I think Madrid have just stepped up the game a bit. The attack is looking a lot sharper than last week, and it's quite a shocking game, really. I mean, I'm a neutral, and I would want to see a game with a lot of goals. So I'm actually enjoying the game.
Sure, it's a game to enjoy. We are at the Allianz Arena, getting live coverage from Delish Restaurant right here at University of Ghana campus. Sporty FM, your voice for Sport 106.1. Ray, I know your main keen focus has not been on this particular game, but I'd like to just get your thoughts. I know you're here to watching against us now. I'll come back to you. Ray. Over to you, the one and only Nami. People pay to see you, of course.
Of course, people do pay to see me. And definitely remember that Sporty FM's coverage of the Champions League is supported by Sonic Beverage, makers of Sonic Whiskey Cola, Sonic Lemon Rum, and Sonic Mojito. There are a new range of flavored alcoholic drinks on the market which can be served at all gatherings. Whether it's a wedding, outdooring, engagement, funeral, or any other occasion, Sonic Lemon Rum, Sonic Mojito, and Sonic Whiskey Cola are great choices for your event. For bulk purchases, you know the number already. You have to contact 0244 271 253 or 0244 089 131. Second half has started, first minute already. Real Madrid under pressure. Bayern Munich almost getting the equalizer on the night. Passing with a lot more urgency. They have men in the box. Harry Kane looking to cause some havoc, and referee will make sure that everything is going according to plan in the box. A few confrontations. Harry Kane and Mendy, of course, trying to protect their goalkeeper. Saw the kind of pressure Lunin was put under in the first half, and an in-swinger isn't coming. To the far post, the header comes in and is over the bar. Dio Upamecano reaches for the ball, but unfortunately digs too high. Excellent pass. That would have been a goal, Raymond.
It was a shot on target, and but for that intervention, it would have gone in for Bayern. But Bayern would have to keep putting pressure on Real Madrid. But they have to be very cautious, because the more they put pressure on Real Madrid will try to catch them on the break. They have very good players who can catch them on the break. So, and as much as Bayern would want to control this game and try to find a goal, they have to be very cautious of the threat Real Madrid have. Kylian Mbappe, Vinicius, Bellingham, these players can always spark that counter-attacking engine, and it could get them into lots of trouble. I think so far, Bayern Munich have controlled the game very well. They've topped the possession chart. They've played the most passes. They've had the most corners. Interestingly, Real Madrid haven't managed a corner in this game, but they have been very, very efficient in this game. Scoring 3 goals from 5 shots on target clearly tells you how efficient they've been in this game. And more of the same from Real Madrid, and Bayern Munich will be in trouble. But Bayern Munich have to find a way to get back into this game, because the longer the game travels like this, Real Madrid will be very confident, and they can actually get the 4th goal and possibly get into the semi-finals of the competition.
Well, a place in the semi-final definitely at stake tonight. The Allianz Arena is alive, and the aggregate score is 4-4. As things stand, we're looking at extra time and possibly penalties. Well, that's if none of these teams, or neither of these teams, is able to grab the advantage before the full-time whistle. You do have a feeling there's going to be a change in the scoreline. 5 goals in the first half. What does the second half have for us, Kelvin?
Well, I think that these days, what Madrid are going to do now is they will try to settle. They will allow Bayern to come at them, and they will pick their moments, just like they did in the first half, because they think that they have enough creators, enough quality, in attack to hit the Bayern defense. And I think that is what has held up Beloa, allowing that fluidity, less restrictions from the team. These are creators, players who have played at the highest level, knowing what they want to do.
Well, Real Madrid have to be brave. They are still in this tie. Who would have given them a chance after going down 2-1 in Spain? I think Raymond used the right word. They've been effective tonight. And with minimal possession, they have managed to put in 3 goals. The Bayern Achilles heel has always been their defensive guard, especially in the center-back areas. So Bayern Munich kick off, and this time won't amount to much. Real Madrid already looking to build from the back. Kimmich goes all the way back. Upamecano is confident enough. Conrad Lima. And Bayern still stringing those passes. Serge Gnabry this time holds on to the ball, draws 2 Real Madrid players out. And what a workaholic Jude Bellingham has been off the ball. It drops by the byline. Bayern will attack. It's Kimmich. Will he take a shot? Has a few players ahead of him, but they will go back. It's crowded. It's deep. Real Madrid are marking zonally. Yes, Michael Olise, we haven't seen too much of him in this game. I think Madrid have done very well to keep tabs on him, knowing the kind of danger he poses. And Lima draws it back. But that's excellent defending from Real Madrid. Antonio Rudiger hooks it away. And Raymond, with the first 6 minutes of the second half, what seems to be the plan?
Well, I think that Bayern Munich know very well that they don't have to panic. The game is tied at 4-4. The next goal they get, they put more pressure on Real Madrid. So they would have to take it easy. They would have to be calm. So you can see that in the second half, they've relaxed a bit, moving the ball around, trying to get Madrid to commit errors, open up spaces for them. Madrid, as much as possible, also trying to close the spaces just to make sure they are not very vulnerable at the back. And so it's more like a chess game at this point. But looking at how Bayern are playing, they look like the team that could score the next goal. And Olise has to get into the game a bit more, because you look at his numbers this season, 40-plus goals, assists for Real Madrid in all competitions. Clearly, he's been the main man for them. In the Champions League, he's provided 7 assists. He scored 3. In the Bundesliga, he scored 12 goals. He's managed 18 assists. Clearly, with these numbers, these are games that you're expected to turn up. And in a game like this, if Olise turns up, if it gets going in this game, I think that Real Madrid would have a lot of issues. But so far, Mendy has done a good job on him. But we'll see if he can maintain, the taps is kept on him for the next close to 40 minutes. We'll see if he can still keep the pressure on him. So it's been a good game for Bayern so far. They are trying to dictate the pace. They are trying to manage the game and see when the opportunity to open for them to get an.
The danger man he is. We haven't seen too much. And hopefully he can come through for the German Giants. 4-4 on aggregate. And that's a foul against Harry Kane, and he cannot believe it.
I think that at this point in time, what Madrid will try to do, frustrate Bayern, get some of their players on cards. Raymond was saying, Bayern would want to relax, but let's not forget they are playing at home. Just like Madrid was pushing for the win at the Bernabeu. At the Allianz, Bayern fans and Bayern would want to get the win. If not anything at all, they shouldn't lose. At least a draw, that should be enough to send them through, should be what they'll try and look for. So they'll try to come and get it all square. And that is where Madrid will try to find, those loose ends and get the win.
Real Madrid want to win. They will try any means. Going long. And that's an excellent through ball. Was Mbappe offside?
I think he was just about onside. He knew exactly what to do. And, he's won a corner kick. Easy.
And this will be Madrid's first corner of the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. Trent stands behind it. Hasn't been too exposed. I thought they would try to exploit Trent, especially when he surges forward. Ball drops for Real Madrid, but Bayern clear their lines. And now it's their turn to counter-attack. Ball bounces around. Madrid are first to it. They recover it. And that's an excellent pass. What a save from Neuer. What a save from Manuel Neuer. Point blank range. Vinicius loses it. And now, Michael Olise. 1v1. He's got the pace to kill you. They double up on him. Eden Militao, he finds the right pass. And what an intricate 1-2. Serge Gnabry wasn't quick enough, didn't read through the lines. Did the ball go out of play? Vinny just kept it in. And Bayern are pushing. Yes, they are. Now spaces appear within the crack, within the Madrid defense.
Charlie, what injuries can do to you. Look at Alfonso Davies struggling with even controlling that ball. If it was 2 or 3 years back, he would have just latched onto that ball and then made it a quick delivery.
Yeah, it's amazing the kind of player he's become. But of course, not to blame him. Injuries do take a toll on you.
Yes, many are surprised Olise is not having, an A game. I'm sure many would understand why he's always shying away from the public. He's a player who thrives in silence.
Yeah.
He doesn't want too much attention on him. And it's the reason why he may not come to the party. He just loves to work in silence. But I think Madrid have done a decent job. Ferland Mendy, not rushing in, not giving him too much space. It's the same thing on the right-hand side where Trent knows that if he leaves any space for Luis Diaz, his former teammate at Liverpool, they will just capitalize and then get the goal. So I think Madrid have been just quite decent and tactically disciplined this evening, not to just give, so much away to Bayern.
Well, and most importantly, they have taken advantage of the opportunities when given. Here's Olise. Draws Kimmich in on the overlap. Who's making the run? But Lunin will grab for Real Madrid. With 3 goals in the bag, I think Madrid's confidence has been turned on. Yes, Mbappe 1v1 takes a shot. Had help in Vinicius Jr. Decided to use him as a decoy, but really, really was an option for him, Kelvin.
There was an option for him. I think that he should have quickly looked onto his left-hand side to try find that is Vinicius Jr., who was virtually free. But Mbappe decided to go on that solo run, and he just gave it away. That was quite disappointing from him. Just release the ball and be quick enough to try put your team in a very good space to try and, get the goals. Madrid need that cushion. They need that cushion. That will put them up on aggregate.
3 goals not enough on the night for Real Madrid. They definitely need to score some more. "57 minutes played. 5 goals in the first half. None in the second half so far. And you're looking at the possession stats and the way Bayern are dominating, you'd feel the pressure should tell us anytime soon, Raymond?
Well, they are knocking on the door. Real Madrid seems to be defending very well. But you look at how Bayern are playing, they look very much like they can get the next goal. But looking at how Madrid have been clinical tonight, once they get into the dangerous areas, they get into the penalty box of Bayern Munich, you know that the panic buttons will be pushed simply because of how not very compact that Bayern defense is. And so Real Madrid would want to take their time in this game. They would want to pick their moments as and when they get them. And so Bayern would have all the ball. They would play all the possession. In the first half, for instance, Madrid had just 34% of possession, but they scored 3. So that's exactly how this game is going to go. And if Bayern Munich keep missing the balls in areas like this, Real Madrid can punish them.
I think, yeah.
It's still a game. It's still a game that is firmly in Bayern's hand. They can most likely get the next goal.
Well, Serge Gnabry has looked a bit off the pace for me. Too many faulty passes, too many lazy runs, too many short passes. And I think he should be one of the first substitutes for me, Serge Gnabry. Kelvin.
Well, I think that he hasn't given so much, and he needs to go off for, Bayern to bring on a player who can actually give them something to smile about.
Well, Real Madrid on the back, on the break. It's Kylian Mbappe, 1v1. Loses his man, and that is snuffed out for a corner kick to Real Madrid. It's looking very even, Raymond.
Real Madrid are playing to their strength. They know they have very quick players. They know they have players who offensively are very dangerous. And so when you get the ball, 1-2 passes, you just make sure you move these guys out. Yeah. So Vinicius moves, Mbappe moves, Bellingham moves, Arda Güler moves, and then the ball is in the penalty area of Bayern Munich. And so they are trying to play a very efficient kind of game simply because they know the quality they have. And I think that in as much as Bayern seem to be enjoying a lot of the possession, the most dangerous players are in the Real Madrid fold.
Well, corner kick to Real Madrid. A header goes in, but Neuer will grab that. And that was a very cynical attempt to stop Manuel Neuer from starting the counter-attack. And that's a wonderful through pass. Luning intercepts. His starting position was great because that was dangerous. Could have easily been a 1v1.
I think that was wasteful there, but good read of the ball.
And right, Serge Gnabry, like I rightly predicted, Serge Gnabry looked off the pace, a bit tired, and Jamal Musiala is his replacement.
Well, they have a player who in the central areas is more dangerous than Serge Gnabry. Very much intelligent, can find Harry Kane with that final pass. His vision greater than what, Serge Gnabry offers. And he's a different dimension. Madrid will now have to deal with the threat of this youngster. His close control, his ability to find, spaces in tight areas.
Well, Real Madrid will respond accordingly. Brahim Diaz withdrawn for Eduardo Camavinga. Need more presence in the middle of that pitch. Raymond, is this the right substitution?
Well, on any day, a coach will look at his team and say, well, I need a few legs in the middle of the park, because if you look at how the game is going, defensively, Camavinga can play a role. Offensively, he can push that attack forward as well. Diaz, you can tell he's a bit tired because he's done a lot of running in the game. So Abaloa possibly wants to just solidify that midfield a bit, put a bit more steel in that middle of the park, because Bayern Munich have dominated them in the second half. So he would want to at least give his team a few options in there to stay very solid and compact. And that's why I think he's brought him in. Because
and a mistake. Bayern Munich have a big chance and it drops. What a chance. Should have taken it one time. First touch. Should have been a shot, but Luis Diaz.
But could Diaz have been offside?
No, I think he was on.
It was on perfectly on. Clean pass, perfect pass for him.
Yeah.
And he came onto his favorite foot. So at any point in time, Lunin is not able to smash it one
But
time.
how do you miss a chance like this?
And this is a game of fine margins. You need to be aware. You need to take the best decisions as early as you can. So talking about Eduardo Camavinga, what Madrid, I'm sure Abaloa is trying to do is to counter the substitution from Bayern, because Jamal Musiala, you need a player who can actually get close to him and prevent him from advancing. You cannot afford to use Bellingham to do that. You cannot allow someone like Fede Valverde to do that. So Camavinga comes in, sits in front of the defense, and he tries to do those interceptions and tackles with Musiala's brilliance.
And there's definitely going to be a yellow card there.
Well, Bayern make a mistake, and here's Vinicius 1v1 against Upamecano. What a shot off target. Vinny. When it's a left footer, you know he's going to have problems.
But I think he didn't give himself a good angle to shoot.
Yeah.
And he didn't get support too in the box, so he couldn't have crossed that
The
ball.
angle was
So,
against him.
yeah.
Maybe he could have spent some time on the ball and waited for players
Support,
to run
yeah.
on into the penalty area.
So it's Lima here. Finds.
Is Rudiger okay? Are we playing Rabbi?
And that's a great pass. And Bayern are taking too many touches in the box. I think they should adjust more to one-touch football. And anyways, they will keep the pressure on. This time, Luis Diaz. Hurricane. The pass comes in. One-touch football. Michael Olise. It's Lima. Drops for Upamecano. Harmless possession. This is for Bayern Munich. Too many chances, too many touches. They need to be brave. And as my people are saying here, Bayern need to shoot. Kawawa is so annoyed that he thinks Bayern should lose. Well, 1,000 passes and just 2 goals to show. Not enough for them to go through. Ball is lifted into the danger area. And Bayern Munich need to shoot more. Michael Olise dancing through. You know he's got that quality. Great tackle. But Olise still has it. Passes that ball. Vinny tries to close him down. It's Kimmich. Excellent reverse through pass. But it's too long. And Lunin is out of his post like a flash.
Madrid will be glad to go through this, especially when a goalkeeper like Nunen is in post. They would have loved Thibaut Courtois to be in here. Makes better decisions all around.
Real Madrid are pushing to their strength. 65 minutes played. Bayern Munich 2, Real Madrid 3. 5 goals in the first half, and it's all dried up in this second half. Having had much to do. And Bayern are pressing. They need that goal. So do Madrid.
It's still goalless at the Emirates. 70 minutes played.
Mikel Arteta's Arsenal still goalless, and Kylian Mbappe hangs onto the ball. Is surrounded, but finds the great pass in the end. What a shot, and that is almost a goal. Excellent save. Fede Valverde, the man you'd want on the left-footed strike in that position, takes it. But the power not enough to trouble the legendary Neuer, Kelvin.
Well, training ground save there for Manuel Neuer. But I think Mbappe should be making the best decisions for the team.
And
he needs to be making the passes quicker.
And this is the second time he's seen Vinicius make this run.
This is not the second time. This is about the third time he's made that mistake. And I think he just needs to be as quick as he would want others to make the pass to him when he's on the run. You cannot preach virtue and practice vice. He needs to do exactly as he would want others to just feed him with.
So Bayern will push. They continue to be vulnerable to the counter-attack from Madrid. But they string all those passes. No results yet in the second half. And Madrid are closing down every angle, forcing Bayern wide.
The two teams must advise themselves. Yesterday, 90 minutes. Nobody played extra time. They should finish in 90 minutes.
4-4 on aggregate. Upamecano. And Bayern slowly looking to find a way. Olise. Great skill. But what is the end result? A faulty pass. They close it down. Bayern still have a chance. It looks like they are allergic to shooting. They finally get a shot off. Olise takes it again. What an excellent one. Goes just above the crossbar, centimeters wide. Was that a save?
It was a save. Lunin with just fingertips to that ball, firing it
Well, it
over
was on target.
the goalpost. And Elise gradually getting into the game. Kawa with his Rasta agenda.
Well, if you want to know why we are laughing, our man Kawawa says that Michael Olise is the only Rasta man who's performing globally.
But that is the truth.
Bayern Munich trying to find a way. Kelvin, I wonder what the possession stats is like for them.
But I think the intensity has dropped the second half. The two teams are being overly cautious. And they are, especially for Bayern, the way they want to be very meticulous, passing the ball around, trying to not make mistakes, it's forcing them to give so many passes away.
And Real Madrid make an error. And this is Bayern. Excellent reading. Excellent tackle from
Militao.
Eden Militao.
Yeah, ever since he went on that yellow card, he started applying his brains instead of his messy first half where he was showing just aggression. I think that, and it's helping him. He's reading the game actually better, calming down, and that is what you need from a Brazilian defender. I don't know why they've all decided to go off the trademark of Thiago Silva, Marquinhos, and the likes. They are just trying to do Roque Jr. and then progress.
Well, 20 minutes to go in the second half. Madrid passing the ball casually and losing possession. And that's a great pass. Quick free kick. Referee says the ball was in motion. Calls it back. Yellow card for Antonio Rudiger, who has no business.
And that was silly from him. Needless.
So
that
that's
was
an
clearly
elbow.
a foul. And you see, as a fiasco, there was no point in time where Jamal Musiala's arm touched his face or any of his body parts touched his face. So I don't know why Rudiger was just remonstrating to the referee. And he's taking a yellow card for something he shouldn't have, just, taking a yellow card for. Needless from him.
Well, so now both center backs are on yellow cards for Real Madrid. Militao and Rudiger will have to be careful with every single tackle. And it's quite a dangerous scenario, Raymond, because it looks like there's possible extra time on the horizon. And when you have yellow cards at this point in time, not really the wisest of decisions.
And I mean, with the way the Bayern players play, as skillful as they are just a second away from getting down under a tackle. And it's so easy for you to get Rudiger to go in with a rash tackle. It's so easy for you to get Militao and the like. So they will be walking a very tight rope at this point, and they could just let their team down if they don't.
And speed dominates again. Kylian Mbappe 1v1. Takes on this man, creates the angle, passes the ball, and drops. It's a loose one. Yes, Kamavinga. Can he take the shot? It's blocked as well. Well, Rastaman throw one stone, says Kawa. Excellent pass, and Bayern Munich on the counter attack. 1v1, has no support. Shoots. Luis Diaz has not been the man at all today, Kelvin.
Well, I'm quite disappointed with how, he's played. He's virtually not giving what Bayern want. Poor performances from him today.
It was 3 against 1. It was a very difficult position for him to be in.
The Diaz we used to know would have stayed
that
on
was
the
good
ball.
defensive play from Real Madrid. They covered him up very
The Diaz
well.
we used to know would have just made a very good run into the penalty area and try to bring the ball on his right, shoulder it, and then go for a curler. He hasn't really been at it this evening.
Well, where will the next goal come from? It's going to be absolutely crucial, whoever scores it. Well, Kossi is in the background and he's screaming for Nicholas Jackson to be introduced.
This is not a Chelsea match, please.
Not a Chelsea match, certainly. Chelsea took 8 goals on aggregate from PSG, and that's why they are not here. Bayern Munich still pushing. It looks to me like Bayern want an empty net, want to pass the ball into the net.
And that is a problem for me. They are being too cautious. I don't know what the instructions were from Vincent Company. Maybe they are okay. They want to get into extra time and see what Madrid would offer and what they would also be ready to offer. They are not willing to give the ball away. And I think it's about control. It's about control from, Vincent Company for his team.
Well, Bayern Munich are pushing all the buttons. Unfortunately, there is no cutting edge. Arsenal, 77 minutes at the Emirates. No goals yet. The Gunners have pulled a few substitutions. Kai Havertz has come on for Victor Gyökeres. Max Doman is on for Noni Madueke. Mikel Arteta has been yellow carded, same as Vincent Company.
He should even be sent off.
Well, 6 corners for Arsenal, 3 corners for Sporting Lisbon. And Lisbon have shaded possession. They have 51% overall in this game. Michael Olise stands behind the set piece. It's a free kick. It comes in, it's deep, and that's a header. Goes over the bar.
He should have done better there. It was quite a sweet delivery, just right onto him.
Should have directed the header because this is a second header.
Eventually, they don't need too much to direct. I think he should be getting some of these on target. It was a very good opportunity for Upamecano. He hasn't given so much away in this game. I think this was an opportunity to add up to, the defensive good qualities he's shown.
Well, 74 minutes. And Raymond, would you have thought that in the second half we won't see as many goals as we did in the first half?
No, I knew very well both managers would be a bit cautious in the second half. It was going to be more like a chess game. I would wait and see what Real Madrid threw at me. I would wait and see what Bayern Munich threw at me. Real Madrid obviously knew that Bayern would come at them. They'll be looking forward to, catching them on the counter. That's been the game plan for Real Madrid from start. And of course, Bayern Munich have shown that they are a team that loves to enjoy possession. They are a team that loves to play the ball around a lot. And coming from a coach like Company who's had time to play under Pep Guardiola, you can always expect things like this. And so for Bayern Munich, they know they are playing at home. And the next goal they get will put a lot of pressure on Real Madrid. So I think that they are just trying to see how they can draw Real Madrid out of their defensive setup and then see if they can pick their moments there. For Real Madrid, they are playing that counter-attack game, and their players would have to be very decisive if they have to get a goal again in this game.
Well, a goal at this point. Excellent twist. Michael Olise hangs onto the ball. Impossible to dispossess.
And as you can see, he's calling for support. Who is availing himself to pick up that ball. But it looks like all of them are hiding behind the Madrid defense. And, it doesn't help him in any way.
He gets the ball again, and this time drifts in. Can he take the shot himself? Yes, he does. Excellent attempt.
He'll be forced to play it like this because nobody is coming out to pick up that ball. I expect Jamal Musiala and Harry Kane to be dropping to help him with the build-ups. Once you do it, it becomes better for him. But if no one is showing up, he's going to consistently hit this and hope that he beats Lunin in the process.
Well, that was an excellent attempt to place it. Just a few centimeters off the crossbar. And he's asking, where's the movement? Where are the options? Bayern still have the ball. Madrid will bid their time. Wait for their opportunity on the counter-attack.
I've never seen Jude Bellingham put in this kind of energy in any game.
Well, he's done a lot off the ball, and because he hasn't scored or assisted, maybe people won't recognize the effort. But if you're looking at it from a very tactical perspective, I think Jude Bellingham has covered a lot of ground. Made it very, very difficult for Bayern, and that's a tactical foul, a yellow card for Kamavinga.
It was definitely going to come. It was definitely going to come. Once he came in, and just like Kelvin said, he was going to be the man going
To
after
stop
Musiala.
Musiala,
Yes,
yeah.
And once that was the instruction, definitely there was going to be a yellow card in there. Kamavinga has put himself in lots of trouble because he's one of those players, always a whisker away from committing fouls. And at this point, he again puts himself in a position where he has to walk on a tightrope in this game. And I mean, Real Madrid, looking at how things are going, if they're not careful, they may not end this game with 11 men.
Yeah, it looks like that because both center backs, and that's a chance. Referee doesn't whistle. Hurricane, one touch too many, and Real Madrid will not give you that liberty in their box.
And that's another tackle there from Jude Bellingham. Right place, right time, making the slide and making that interception. But Hurricane should have hit that ball the first time he had that open space.
If there's
You've
anybody,
elaborated too many touches. But I think this ball was a foul.
was it a foul?
The referee should have just quickly attended to him. Was a clash there, and you protect players in that instance.
Yeah, it'd be like if for the distant top.
Well, Sport 2106, 101 FM, in Accra cross affiliating Kumasi and Takade. This is our coverage of the UEFA Champions League here at the Lish Restaurant here at the University of Ghana Stadium, just beside the poolside. Sport FM's coverage, supported by Sonic Beverages. They are the makers of Sonic Whiskey Cola, Sonic Lemon Rum, and Sonic Mojito. Yes, these are a new range of flavored alcoholic drinks on the market, which can be served at all gatherings. Whether it's a wedding, outdoor engagement, funeral, or any other occasion, Sonic Lemon Rum, Sonic Mojito, and Sonic Whiskey Cola are great choices for your event. You can call 024-427-1253, 024-427-1253, or 024-408-9131, 024-408-9131 for bulk purchases.
Right. Play has been halted, and we'll resume momentarily. 10 minutes of regular time remain. This could be anybody's game. Real Madrid have fought tooth and nail, and now they are 10 minutes away from extra time. Mbappe is up. It looks like he's fit. The distance is okay.
This is Niakwe.
He's all right, he's all right.
And I think these are the moments you don't want to concede. These are the critical moments you don't want to give anything away. It's about concentration. It's about resilience. It's about ability. It's about ingenuity at this point in time. Any of the two teams who manage to, uphold these, virtues when it comes to the modern, game of football will be able to win and make that progress. And that would have to wait for 30 more minutes of football in extra time.
Well, we are heading towards extra time unless something happens. Screaming for Nicholas Jackson.
Please, we are not playing Chelsea matches here.
But Bayern need a savior from somewhere. Madrid need a match winner. Olise passes it. It's Lima. That's a header. And that is an excellent defensive touch from Eder Militao.
See, since he took that yellow card, he's been able to read the game better. He's doing the most decent and simple things. Look at that interception. Any point in time. Brilliant leap to make that connection to the ball and prevent Diaz from latching onto that pass.
Well, Madrid have done a lot of defending this second half. Haven't taken advantage of the counter-attacks.
So why is Wadud talking too much? Why did Barca qualify?
Wadud wants Real Madrid to lose.
He's talking too much. Why did Barca qualify?
Yes, yesterday, Charlie, no be small tears for the studio. Don't be small tears. And that's a big chance. Vinny, poor touch to send the ball away from goal. And he's marshaled by Upamecano.
That was good
That was
recovery.
excellent recovery from him. Excellent
Well,
recovery.
that was
brilliant
that was
defending.
his error.
He knew he had done the mistake. He knew he had committed himself. He knew
Yeah.
very well that if he wasn't careful, he was going to give away a penalty. A very experienced defender from Upamecano. He hasn't put a foot wrong in this game so far.
Very good decision making there, but Vinicius' first touch letting him down.
Trent surges forward for Madrid. Mendy, I haven't seen him in the attack at all.
And the two teams have been very, very intentional with how they want to play. You know, the laterals haven't been surging forward like you see them in other games.
Mbappe receives it from Trent. Returns the favor. Trent crosses that ball in. Camavinga dives into a tackle. Wins it this time. But those are very dangerous moments for him. Trent trying very hard. And a quick check on proceedings from the Emirates. 88 minutes played, 0-0. And as things stand, Arsenal qualify for the semi-finals.
How do you want to play haram ball and get to the final? The way Ateta and Arsenal are acting this season, it's just funny, especially in the second half of the season.
Well, this method, and that's Bayern Munich. The ball is squared. Camavinga cannot tackle, and it bounces dangerously. Real Madrid have to be careful. It's a 50-50 ball, and Camavinga cannot get into it because he has a yellow card.
It's not about him being on a yellow card. I think it was a lazy approach as a DM in trying to close in on that space. You don't have to slide into or dive into a tackle. Just close the angle. And that was what he was failing to do. It was just quite poor. Bayern did not capitalize on that mistake from Eduardo Camavinga. You cannot be that sluggish in the penalty area. In as much as you don't want to commit yourself, you need to put your body on the line to make sure you tighten the space and make it difficult for your opponent to shoot.
Fine margins, moments define games. And a moment of magic from any of the 22 players on the pitch could define where this tie swings.
There was an energy sapping first half, and you look at the players, you can see they're very much tired.
Camavinga with another foul.
Charlie, why is Wadud worried? Eh? Basta they take red card anyhow, so and that's a red card. That's a red card for Camavinga.
We did say that the first yellow card was absolutely cynical. And you let your team down with 5 minutes of regulation time and possibly extra time. That was a very cynical tackle. When you're on a yellow card, Raymond, how do you go into a challenge like this?
But that's been the style of Camavinga. Camavinga is that player who is always going into tackles in a very rash way. He doesn't think too much about going into tackles. He's that full force player. He goes in with full force. And once he came on, I knew very well he was going to get a yellow card. Now the red card, once he got onto a yellow, he was going to always expose himself
And I
to
think you called
some
it.
of those rash tackles. And I'm not surprised Madrid are down to 10 now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Camavinga for you. That's Camavinga for you.
Militao managed, and that's Lima on the overlap in space. The wind in their sails now, Bayern. They will feel that they can win this. 10 men of Real Madrid against 11 from Bayern. And look at that tackle again.
There's no way there should be a yellow card. No, I don't think this is not the Premier League. This is not the Premier League. If you keep the ball in the Champions League, there are no set rules like the Premier League where they think you delay the restart of games. Nothing of that sort. And I think that this was too harsh. This was too harsh on Eduardo Camavinga.
Yeah.
It was extremely
in a
harsh
game
on him.
like this,
But he should know better. He should know better.
Yeah, don't give the referee a chance to make a call.
Absolutely.
Don't give the on a yellow card. You see Militao, he's well behaved. Even Antonio Rudiger
You see-
has been well behaved.
You see, these are the games that you expect referees to live up there. You don't just show yellow cards just for any complaints from the opponent. And I think that they should have acted better. There have been a couple of instances that we think that there should have been yellow cards. There have been more cynical tackles. More than this.
So Bayern have 3 minutes of regulation time. They will feel that the momentum is with them.
Oh, absolutely. They have a man advantage, and Real Madrid will feel they could have done better. Arbeloa will be looking at that substitution and asking himself if he should have done that substitution. He should have introduced Camavinga.
And it happens, the shot is on, and that is a goal for Bayern Munich. Luis Diaz finally gets it on target. 3-3 on the night. And after that red card, there was nothing Lunin could have done to stop this. It looks like there will be no extra time. Real Madrid will exit the competition. Wadud is full of joy.
And I don't think Madrid come back into this. With a man down, I don't think Madrid come back into this game. It's been one of those games. Bayern Munich have been knocking on the door. Bayern Munich have been very patient build-ups, trying to find spaces in between. Real Madrid never gave them the spaces until they went 10 man down. Now down to 10 men, the spaces will pop up for a team with 11. And I'm not surprised Diaz found space at the edge of the box, hit a sweet strike into the box, and actually got that goal for Bayern Munich. Well-deserved goal for Bayern Munich. In fact, if you are talking about a team that should have won this game today, if you are talking about a team that has dominated this game, it's in Bayern Munich, and they deserve their goal. Full credit.
Jamal Musiala with a wonderful back heel. I think it takes a deflection on its way.
Yeah.
Takes a deflection
it reflects
en
off
route.
the tie of Eden
Militao.
Militao. You can't blame Lunin so much. He seemed to have had it covered, but that is the difference between Jamal Musiala and Serge Gnabry.
Yeah.
In the best moments, you find the most intelligent players finding a way to create opportunity, and that was all what I was expecting from Diaz throughout the game. These are the kind of hits you expect from him, and when he managed to get one in there, he's managed to finish the game for FC Bayern Munich. I'm sure Eduardo Camavinga will be, in the dressing room, ruining his task. Second half of less than 40 minutes, and you get your team being punished this way.
Enjoy euphoria in Bavaria because 90 minutes on the clock and Bayern Munich leveled the score on the night. All they needed was a draw. Arbeloa will throw one last die. 4 minutes of time added on. Fourth official indicates. 4 minutes. Real Madrid will have to give it everything. It's a long time in football, 4 minutes. Could there possibly be a response? They go long. Madrid have the ball in the wrong places. They will have to chase this. And the Allianz Arena is alive again. Luis Diaz in the 89th minute. So, Mastantuano has come on for Ada Gule.
So you see that kick away by the Bayern player. Should the referee look at? No, but why did he show the second yellow? So you see, these are the inconsistencies. You get it? These are the inconsistencies you talk about. But Madrid have themselves to blame. They had enough opportunities, especially between Mbappe and Vinny Jr. to finish off Bayern. They didn't do it, and they had to take just one moment of brilliance and deflection.
Well, it has ended at the Emirates. 0-0 the final scoreline. And Arsenal are through to the semi-finals.
Hi, Mikel Arteta.
1-0 in Lisbon. 0-0 at the Emirates. 1-0 on aggregate. Talk about haram football.
No, I think it's a dress rehearsal for the Man City game.
What do they say in Arsenal? They will go semi-final.
Arsenal will definitely go. Arsenal
are
will
you in the
definitely go to
semi-final?
that Man City game looking for a
Wadu,
draw.
come and answer this for me. Are you in the semi-final next year?
And yes, Kylian Mbappe. You know he will never give up. But Madrid have thrown bodies forward, and this is a counter-attack. It's 4 versus 3. And the ball comes wide, so Lise, but is overhit. Cannot make the connection.
So you see, Eustace, it will be quite, disappointing. Look at the number of goals Mbappe has scored. 15 Champions League goals. They always say defenses win you what? Titles.
Yeah.
And that is exactly what has manifested. Real Madrid failed to have the best of defenders. And all their glory days, you always see some of the best, defenders come up. Varane, Sergio Ramos. Pepe, Sergio Ramos. And even in recent times, Rudiger and Eder Militao, David Alaba were at their very best. But this season, defensively, Dean Howson, Rudiger, Eder Militao, what's this guy's name? That right back, that right back.
Cabal.
Yes, Danny Cabal. All the Madrid defenders haven't been at their very best. And, it's actually affecting them. Quite unfortunate to see a player score 15 goals and get eliminated from the Champions League.
After the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
Well, 30 seconds remain. What will happen? Bayern are looking to put the final nail in the coffin. Here's Michael Olise. 1v1. Takes on his man. Takes a shot. What a goal! Michael Olise. The final icing on the cake. The crowning moment for Bayern Munich. They don't draw this game. Beats Real Madrid. They do beat Real Madrid home and away. He sniffed the opportunity, took the ball, made the run, and what a left-footed strike. Lunin
I think
cannot believe it. Abelua in tears.
Olise had been trying that all game, and finally he got his goal. I think that this game wouldn't have been complete if Olise hadn't provided an assist or scored a goal. And I think that he's one of the best players in Europe at the moment.
One of the best players at the moment. And the referee's final whistle has gone. Vincent Kompany's men have won on the night. Won on aggregate. And the players surround the referee, which is not really the wisest of things to do. A few yellow cards or red cards may be flashed out, depending on what they say.
Mbappe may be like Ronaldo Luis. You may win it all at, club level, but and national team level, but the Champions League may not be your portion.
Well, the Champions League continues to elude Kylian Mbappe. Made that move from Paris in pursuit of Europe's biggest trophy. Once again, another season passes by, and he will not have access. So a few red cards. A red card for Anna Gule, saying something referee. What a game this has been,
It's been a brilliant, piece of football, especially the first 45 minutes. It was just brilliant. End-to-end goals, having 5 goals in 45 minutes. Every 9 minutes, you have a goal. The two teams were open, ready to play. In the second half, it got to a meticulous approach, very much careful with it. And Real Madrid, for the unfortunate reasons, got a man sent off, and it just opened up the space for Bayern to capitalize and then head them. It's no glory for David Alaba back home at his former side. No glory for Jude Bellingham back in Germany. And it was a brilliant night where another French player distinguished himself, Michael Olise, and the rest of the FC Bayern team. And Vincent Kompany is telling the world something. Maybe in England, at Burnley, he did not have the right materials or the right environment to flourish. But at 40, arguably, he's one of the best managers you can talk about in Europe. It's not easy handling these players, especially when you have to bring in your own to make the difference. How many people spoke about Olise becoming this brilliant from Crystal Palace? Not many. Look at what Luis Diaz was suffering at Liverpool. He's brought them in with the absence of, long-term injuries to Jamal Musiala and other players. He's actually worked through it all and made sure that he's formed one of the formidable teams in Europe. Bayern thoroughly deserve this. They were better over the 2 legs, and I don't think anyone will have anything to say. Madrid fought in. They did like they've always been in the Champions League, but this time around, it wasn't enough for them to strike the magical moments with which they come with every single time in the UEFA Champions League. Credit to Kompany and Bayern.
I think that if you're looking for a team that deserves the win, definitely it's Bayern Munich. They did the business. And once you look at once that red card came in, Real Madrid had kept the game very tight until Kamavinga was sent off. Once he got sent off, we saw Luis Diaz score. And once he got sent off, Real Madrid lost that shape. They lost that solidity. They had to push for more goals. And if you are looking for one man who needed a goal game tonight, it had to be Olise. And Olise punished them, putting that fourth goal in the back of the net. I think it's been a very good game. To be honest, I think that Bayern Munich deserve full 3 points in this one. Bayern deserve all the credit they need. They played Real Madrid off the park. They controlled the game, enjoyed a lot of possession. Real Madrid picked their moments in games. They were very clinical when they got chances. And I think that Bayern Munich on the night did the business. They did the most important thing, progress to the semifinals. Now, we got to watch a very exciting semifinal. We got to watch Bayern Munich and PSG in the semifinals of the competition. Promises to be a very, very tasty clash because both teams would go out there and play good football.
All right, so there were only 4 teams remaining. Europe's 4 best. Bayern Munich will face Paris Saint-Germain. And of course, Atletico Madrid kicked out Barcelona and they will meet the Arsenal. 4 teams left. And then we will be here definitely to see how it pans out, how the winner of Europe is crowned this season. Remember that Sport EFM's coverage of the Champions League is supported by Sonic Beverages, makers of Sonic Whiskey Cola, Sonic Lemon Rum, and Sonic Mojito. These are a new range of flavored alcoholic drinks on the market, which can be served at all gatherings. Whether it's a wedding, outdoor engagement, funeral, or any other occasion, Sonic Lemon Rum, Sonic Mojito, and Sonic Whiskey Cola are great choices for your event. For bulk purchase, you can contact 0244 271 253 or 0244 089 131. And this is still Sport EFM. The action goes on. Your voice of sport, MC Kobe Perry, is in the building, and he takes over.
All right. Definitely, I want to get some reactions from the Madrid fans. They were very, very in high spirits at the break, at the first half. Unfortunately, it didn't end up well for Madrid. And this particular one, they got eliminated. It was 4-3 against Madrid at the Allianz Arena. Say, how do you feel?
I feel very disappointed. I'm extremely disappointed.
What went wrong?
There's not the second half we wanted, but I think, getting to the latter part of the game, the red card affected us a lot. Playing against...
Do you think the red card was too harsh?
I think so. He already had a yellow.
Wow.
He played a very, very fair game, but I think it was harsh on the side of the referee. And that gave the opportunity for the Bayerns to take advantage and
the onslaught
put 2
was...
goals. In just 2 minutes,
exactly.
Put 2 goals in the net. It's quite heartbreaking. What can we do? That's football. You win, you lose. So we hope for that next year, bigger, better, and stronger next year. Hopefully.
Well, that you hear the Madrid fans taking the sour pill at the end of the game. Say, you against Madrid.
Yeah, I was against Madrid.
Look, you are beaming with smiles.
Oh yeah, I'm happy.
You're
it's
happy.
50-50. Arsenal qualified, so
You're still not happy with Arsenal qualified.
Yeah,
well, they played haram football and they played 0-0 at the Emirates. Quite shocking, but they don't care how they won, but eventually they have qualified. They are part of the last 4 in the UCL, and that's what matters the most.
We'll be there. We'll be there in the next game.
You'll be there, and you'll be there to hate watch them against Atletico, right?
Yeah, Atletico,
Wow,
yeah.
wow.
And about Bayern, Madrid hasn't been impressive this season.
Sure.
So they don't deserve to be.
Okay, yes. Madrid hasn't been impressive this season. You don't think they deserve to be in the semi-finals of the Champions
They don't
League?
deserve to be in the semi-finals.
Obviously, Bayern has shown the time without number. Vincent Company rejuvenated this particular team. Everybody seems to be playing in sync according to his strategy. Everything seems to be going on the perfect path for Vincent Company and the team itself. And Olise has been on a top-notch form. Harry Kane as well. It's just a team that's gelling on a good front, and it looks like
they won, but this performance wasn't impressive.
All right, for you, it wasn't impressive, right?
If they keep this performance against Paris Saint-Germain,
they will lose.
They will lose.
Okay, sure. We look forward to that one in the coming weeks. Obviously, my favorite person to come to, I told him not to be too victorious. I think he's gone at this particular point in time. I need to get back to some of the fans. Hello, sir. Let me try and speak to you, sir. Hello, sir. How did you see the game in general?
I came late, man.
You came late, man. Are you a Madrid fan?
Nah, I'm a Man U fan.
You're a Man United
used
fan.
to lose.
Welcome to the spirit. Welcome to the family. Hello, say. How do you see the game?
We also came late.
All right. She didn't get to enjoy the game.
No, at all.
But are you happy that Bayern Munich won in anyways?
I'm indifferent.
You are indifferent about it?
Absolutely.
Oh, well, sure. Thank you very much. I'd like to get to this particular lady. I know she's a footballer, Adeline. Your name, please.
My name is Fredlin.
Fredlin.
Yes.
Wow.
A lot of people know me as Kebs.
Okay, Kebs.
Yeah.
Kebs, I saw you enjoying the game. Not enjoying the game in the first half because you weren't getting that sort of agenda that you came for. But immediately, Real Madrid got a red card. I saw you jubilating. I was like, okay, now I know where you are.
Yes, because I'm a proud agenda girl.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm a
You're a
City
Barca
fan.
fan. You're a
Manchester
City fan.
City, yes.
Hey.
And any team that takes my team out of the Champions League is my sworn enemy. And I also want to say a big shout out to Vincent Company as a former captain and player for Manchester City.
Wow.
I'm so proud of him for taking his team to the next level. And I hope they take the cup because Arsenal too is my sworn enemy. I don't want them to take any cup this season. Yeah, they are not taking
It depends on you this weekend, though. You know that.
Oh, yeah, I'm very, very proud. I'm so proud.
With the sort of haram football that Arsenal played at the Emirates today, and I have a feeling that Arsenal is churning out a draw. They want a draw in that fixture. Do you think that's possible?
Actually, I was expecting them to underperform by maybe conceding defeat or something, but the fact that they were able to maintain the 0-0 and they weren't scored, class. I'm not supporting them in any way, but as Arsenal being known as the bottling team,
they will
I'm
definitely
so proud of them for not conceding a goal.
Okay.
And they are able to maintain the aggregate 1-0 against Sporting.
All right, sure. This little princess, what's her name?
Her name is Maud.
Maud.
That's my baby
Are we expecting Maud to be a citizen as well?
Of course, she's a proud citizen.
Yeah. That's Fredling there, mother sharing her thoughts on the game. Obviously, our proud sponsors for this particular coverage was proudly our one and only Sonic Beverages. They are the ones who held us down. We are here right here at Delish Food and Drinks, right here at the Legon campus. That is where we are. That's where this viewing party came from. And of course, Sonic, thank you so much for holding us down. Thank you so much for this particular coverage. We enjoyed, me personally, I've enjoyed the Sonic Lemon Rum. Trust me, that hits hard, and I like that. I would like to try the Sonic Mojito as well, and then the whiskey cola as well for the bold men, for the strong men. What does Sonic Beverages have for the Ghanaians?
We at White Hills, we produce the best quality products.
Okay.
We have our flavored alcoholic beverage,
Sure.
which is Sonic. We also have our soft drink as well, Fizzy.
Okay.
But we are promoting the Sonic drink.
Okay.
We have the lemon, the mojito, and the whiskey as well. But
Okay.
we have the whiskey here
Sure.
right now. So what we did is that we want to give Ghanaians maximum fun. So
Okay.
our tag is fuel your fun.
Fuel your fun.
Yes.
Sonic
No matter what you are
Beverages.
doing, you have fun. So you
Okay.
drink, you have fun. You enjoy yourself.
Sure. We are so grateful for being our proud sponsors for this particular, our beverage sponsors for this particular viewing or this particular broadcast. We will definitely pray and hope that you definitely be with Sporty FM, with your voice of sport, for as long as we do our productions. We are so grateful. We thank you so much, and we'll continue producing our products. Definitely, you fueled my fun for tonight, and we are so grateful.